Have you noticed higher temperatures, noise levels or FPS drops in games, even though you didn't change anything and the airflow and cooler is good? Then your card might suffer from old, dry thermal paste. In this video I'm going to repaste my GPU with Arctic MX4 and test if it was worth it or not. Before you start, make sure you have all of this stuff on hand. 2 screwdrivers, one for unscrewing the card from the case and one for the cooler itself. Something to remove the old paste. I used an alcoholic pad for that, but you can also use a wet paper towel or anything like that. And last but not least, thermal paste. As said before, I will be using MX4 from Arctic. That's because it was pretty cheap and had good ratings on Amazon. In order to check if the whole process did change anything, I ran Thermark for 15 minutes and the results were 81 degrees Celsius at 40% fan speed. I will test again after repasting my GPU. Before you can open your case, make sure you grounded yourself and disconnected the power supply from the wall. Open your case up and disconnect the power connector for your GPU. In my case it's a single 6-pin cable, but that can be different on your card. Some cards have one 8-pin, two 8-pin, one 8 and one 6-pin, even more, and some cards don't have one at all. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter, you basically just pull it out. Take your screwdriver and unscrew the 2 screws from the side of your card. Once you've done this, your card only sits on the PCIe connector on the motherboard. You have to press the little hinge on the connector and after that, you can pull the card out. Be sure to disconnect your monitor cable before you pull the card out, not like I did. When you have your card in front of you, start unscrewing all the screws on the back of your card. After that you should be able to take the PCB from the cooler, but don't pull too hard as your fan connector is still attached. You could disconnect it, but you can also just have both parts side by side. Now you have to take off the old paste from the cooler and GPU. When your cooler and card look like mine, take the thermal paste and put a little bit on the GPU. Firstly, I put a little bit too much on it, so I removed a bit later on. After that, you can just put both parts back together. Don't forget to reattach the fan cable if you disconnected it. Screw all screws back in and reinstall the graphics card. When I was done, I wanted to know if it was worth it or not. So I ran Fairmark again. The results were 71 degrees Celsius at 40% fan speed and 80 degrees Celsius at 29% fan speed. So the whole process improved my temperatures by 14% and the card got a bit quieter too. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel.